One of the common fallacies presented in colleges and elsewhere is that mankind can solve its own problems. That if we assembled the geniuses of the world to tackle all the problems, they could indeed do so. And if they couldn't, it's only because science needs to develop a little further. And then man will solve all his problems and we will simply have heaven on earth. However, as knowledge, especially technology and communications, soars, all indicators of personal well-being continue to plummet lower. Yes, we have incomparable gadgets and entertainment outlets, yet we have lost a great deal of what we need as human beings. Google might replace a set of encyclopedias, but it can't replace Dad. Facebook might connect you to 10,000 people, but now we scarcely know any of them very well. We quickly unfriend them at the drop of the hat, and we scarcely give them a thought. And the problem is bigger and more basic than this. Despite technology, war and poverty increase. While racial prejudice has been reduced marginally in some places, prejudice and intolerance toward religious folks is at an all-time high. Violence against them at an unprecedented level. Our so-called progress is anything but progress on any front, other than technology itself, other than toys and entertainment. So why can't mankind save itself? The total of all knowledge, even that of religion, cannot change a human heart. And all the real problems of this world are problems of the heart, not the mind, not the sciences. Science and even theology cannot make a person share or care, cannot make a person put the needs of others on the same level as his own, or sacrifice himself for others. Christian revelation makes it very clear that the wisdom of man, the wisdom of the world, is deeply contrary to the wisdom of God. Each is foolishness to the other. The Bible tells us that the wisdom of man is foolishness in God's eyes. St. Paul likewise tells us the cross of Christ is foolishness to the worldly person. A worldly knowledge is of little help in learning the things of God, the spiritual matters of who we are, why we are here, and what we are meant to be. The worldly person is totally ill-equipped to address these matters, and no amount of worldly knowledge, or often even religious knowledge, can help them. The Pharisees of Jesus' time were the well-educated experts of religion, and yet the uneducated fishermen, tax collectors, and prostitutes better grasped Jesus' words. The Pharisees found them foolishness, a threat to their worldly power, and even a threat to their religion. The most highly educated of our age tend toward the same arrogant stance as the Pharisees. Often a child can better understand the things of God than the world's geniuses. One clever author even suggested he had learned nearly everything he needed to know in kindergarten. And certainly Jesus taught that we must be like children to enter his kingdom, to be set free by his truth. The openness and humility and trust of a child is far more valuable than a soaring intellect for learning the deepest truths of life. The science of math can be mastered by worldly means. However, the science of the soul can only be mastered through spiritual means. And all questions of values, morality, and human dignity are ultimately spiritual matters. Logic alone is grossly insufficient to discover the deepest truths of the human being. Only logic and love together can reveal these things to the human soul. And this love must be the sacrificial love of Christ, the one true and perfect love which we can only know by knowing and loving God. Man can master the sciences of numbers, math, chemistry, biology, and so forth. However, he is utterly ill-equipped to master the sciences of mind and heart, sociology, philosophy, psychology, and so forth. Mankind can understand much of the world through worldly means. However, they can only understand themselves, their fellow human beings, and the human condition by intimately knowing the one whose image we are created in.